against Polish people. Blonde people, there's a bunch of different jokes about them. Dumb blondes. Because they're really stupid and stuff.
Jokes that get nastier as kids get older.
Like, what does a nigger eat, or what does a spick do? He mentioned something to me about, something about using birth control, that Mexicans don't use birth control, we use beans. We eat a lot of beans. There are people who actually believe ethnic jokes, and that's all they know about a culture.
I think people, like, you know, they don't see a lot of us and, you know, stuff like that, and then they intend to tease us, you know, or, you know, make fun, you know, you got slant-eyed, you know, stuff like that. You know.
Some blame these attitudes on how the media depicts minorities. Others point to our parents and schools.
Little kids, when they're elementary students, they just go by what they know. They're like little minds that are fresh, so they don't know any better. Somebody has to teach them.
I think kids are basically prejudice-free when they come to us, and I'm not sure if it comes from the media or they learn from older siblings or adults and how us as adults treat each other.
Or maybe from what students say is not in school books.
With African-American history, we find something on Dr. Martin Luther King.
What would Mexican-American history be in your history book? How many pages do you think that would be?
1 page.
I think they've come a long way in integrating the background of blacks, Hispanic, Asians, Native Americans into the curriculum. But we've got a long ways to go.
Dr. Halleck says it's the publishing companies that decide what goes into textbooks, but no matter what the source of discriminatory attitudes may be, students say it hurts to be on the receiving end.
Sometimes it really gets on your nerves, but you just have to blow it off like everybody else does.
Sherry and David, now the students said not everyone goes around making fun of different people, but they did say those attitudes are out there, and even though this happens, it's not that easy to blow them off. Tomorrow night, we will talk with older students, those in college, and explore their feelings about the differences among us. Reporting live from the newsroom, LaSalle Blanks, News Center 6.
Thanks, LaSalle.
Thanks, LaSalle. One of the biggest solar events in some time is going to happen tomorrow.
That's right, Andy Provenzano will tell us.
For crops, anything you want, because if they don't, you'll have them deported, end quote. Q106 officials say the spot was made by a company in L.A., and it's heard across the country.
And most people who've heard the program on a regular basis and have heard the other bits, I believe, saw it as making fun of the preposterousness, the stupidity of some radio contest.
Station manager Dennis Mockler apologized, saying the spot wasn't intended to be racist or offensive. But some community leaders are planning some kind of action against Q106.
Well, attitudes about different cultures may not come only from the media. They also come from where we all grow up. And that's what high school students told us during part 1 of a special report on diversity called The Differences Among Us. Well, tonight, LaSalle Blanks explores the topic through the eyes of college students. LaSalle?
Jane, the college students we talked to basically said 2 things about diversity. They said they're excited that they're able to leave home and go to college where they can experience many different attitudes. But they also said there are attitudes on campuses that may come from home that they would just rather ignore. Colleges across the country use diversity as a selling point.
MSU is a true multicultural community, diverse in its ethnic, racial, religious, and socioeconomic heritage.
I think it does help to have the diversity at Michigan State because it gives you an opportunity to see, you know, how the real world operates. The world isn't, you know, a one race, one color kind of place. I think everybody pretty much wants to get along.
But, like in society, there are signs to the contrary.
I think a lot of small-town people keep the same small-town ideas that they're fed to, like, year after year by their parents and their peers and everything. And then they come to this university, and they find other people from the same background, and they don't, I mean, I see it a lot with people I work with. They don't open their minds to things. They keep the same small-town mentality. I mean, I can say that because I am from a small town, but it does get kind of hard being understanding and open with everyone all the time when you're more used to something else. So.
Problems with this type of graffiti and the opinions they represent are not exclusive to MSU. The Center for Applied Study of Ethnoviolence reports incidents of racial or religious intolerance on 7 of every 10 campuses each year.
People can't communicate. People can't get along with one another. So when you don't talk and you don't try to work things out, then problems arise.
And students say diversity isn't only an issue outside the classroom.
Just usually classes are geared at one point, and it's usually the white middle class.
But that may be because of the number of available minority professors. One study shows only 4.5% of the full-time professors across the country are African American, for example, and half of them teach at historically black colleges. Still, MSU President Peter McPherson is trying to get more minority professors at MSU. The hope is students will acquire knowledge from many perspectives.
Is it the university's responsibility to change people?
I think people have to want to change. I mean, no one's going to force you to change if you don't want to. I mean, I think you have to start at a younger age than college, because by college, most people have their ideas pretty much set.
Many educators may probably agree with that last statement, and tomorrow we will show you how one Lansing elementary school is taking a direct and positive approach in getting its kids to understand and appreciate the differences among us. Reporting live from the newsroom, LaSalle Blanks, News Center 6.
Good series, LaSalle. Thank you.
Thank you, LaSalle. Now that the eclipse is behind us, Andy is going to tell us about something.
The parody said, among other things, that Mexicans will wash your car, clean your house, pick your crops, anything you want, because if they don't, you'll get them deported. Residents will file a complaint, they say, with the Federal Communications Commission and ask local advertisers to boycott the station.
Classical music for the...
All of us want a public apology, and we want them to admit their stupidity, what they did on the radio.
Whatever we're going to do as a community, we need to stand up. That's all I got to say.
But that's not all that was said today. Later on, there was a meeting with Q106 officials, and we will tell you how the radio station responded tonight at 6 on News Center 6.